What's up, guys? How's everyone doing? Hopefully, your Wednesday is going well. My Wednesday is just starting, 6:30 a.m. It's first live stream of the day. I'll be going live one more time today to give you a heads up on the schedule. So, generally, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, two live streams. Sunday for me is fight day. So, I'm going to start doing my best to be able to stream during the fights. I'm probably going to be streaming. I might stream 3 times Friday because we have the Friday night card in Melbourne. I think that's going to be the move. So busy week, busy month. November is going to be awesome. October was awesome. Guys, this life is awesome. Life is awesome. It really is. One of my favorite quotes. I was talking to one of the boys on Instagram. It's by one of my favorite philosophers, Alan Watts. He was kind of the godfather of existentialism. And his 3 words, life is play. That's literally how I live my life. Life is play. So with that being said, welcome. When you guys are tapping in, like this video. Let me know where you're coming in from. You guys already heard the schedule. You already heard the plan. I'm uploading my breakdown, prediction, and analysis of Tiger versus Flaz right after this video. If you haven't caught my first breakdown analysis and prediction of Jazzy Parr versus May Solomon, it is up live right now. Something that we started doing last week. Shout out to the Discord. Shout out to Mankey Crazy on the live chat and a few other boys who requested every time I release the Stats Don't Lie videos, unless they're a level 2 request, release them for the members first. And that's what we've been doing. And I think that that's been working really well. So hats off to the boys in the Discord who requested that. Mankey, Breaking Bad, Boxing Fan, Gil, bunch of you guys. So asking out shall receive. I mean that. That's not just a play on words. This is a learning process for myself, learning process for everyone else. So here we are. Watch the breakdown. You guys could ask me anything. I'm gonna start saying my what's ups. Usyk in the house. The thumbnail looking like the battle of John. Thank you for the super chat, Usyk, man. I really appreciate you. Really appreciate the support. Appreciate the positivity you bring to the chat, you bring to the channel. And with a name like Usyk and a picture like that, man, you're undefeated, baby. Thank you. Rambler, my guy. I'm picking Flaz. Mate, Flaz is an exciting fighter. But what do I, don't undersell what you know, mate. You know your stuff. You may be controversial at times with your takes, but that's why I like you. You know what you're doing. You can take the Stephen Fulton knockoff. I will take the Matthias knockoff, and we can meet in the middle. I think that Nick moves a bit more. I think Nick has better side-to-side movement than Subriel. I think Nick's feet are, maybe his angles. I never really thought of comparing Flaz to Matthias, but I mean, Puerto Rican. I see what you're doing there. If you're going to go, you're going to call Tiger a Fulton knockoff, is Albert Bell a Tiger Johnson knockoff then? Because at least both guys are from Ohio. And if we're doing the Puerto Rican about Baricua, we should do the Ohio thing. But I can see what you're getting at. Adu, my guy, what's crack-a-lacking? Cutting Turner. Ooh, it's a good one. I'm gonna give a couple more minutes to say what's up to everybody, Adu, but we're gonna get there. I'll zoom in on the odds right here. We're gonna look at the entire Aussie card. We're gonna start with May versus Jazzy, considering I uploaded that. I'm then gonna give you my perspective on where I'm putting my money. I might not play every fight. I think there's gonna be right now. There's 2 fights, 100%. I'm playing in Australia. There's a few I might stay away from. We'll get to that. Boxing fans, salute. JSB Insiders. Guys, join the Insiders. You know, one of my favorite movies was a book. It was a book written, the movie came out in the early 80s. It was a book written by an author named S.E. Hinton. And S.E. Hinton, her book, it was a female too. A lot of people don't know this. Her book was called The Outsiders. JSB Insiders. That's the first thing that came to mind. I mean, if you've never seen The Outsiders, that cast was ridiculous. It was like one of the first movies ever. Tom Cruise, Rob Lowe, Emilio Estevez, Patrick Swayze, Matt Dillon, C. Thomas Howell, Leif Garrett. I'm probably missing someone. I think that might have been it. I might be missing someone. Anyway, I digress. DJ Green, what's good? What's good? DJ, you like one of our streams? DJ, are you taking Flaz? Gasville, my boy. What's up, Gasville? Swaggy's in the house. So Swaggy and I had a good chat last night. When we were going back and forth in the Discord, I had just got home from the races, but that was a good back. Swaggy and I were going back and forth with our thoughts on Tiger and Flaz. And this is another thing that why the Discord's an awesome tool for us to kind of feel out where we're going to put our money, is because I could share insider information in the Discord that I can't share publicly. And Swaggy knows what I'm talking about. If you guys are in the Discord, go to the chat. Swaggy and I had back and forth. And just because I share insider info doesn't mean you have to listen to it. It's just I do that for an added perspective for everybody doing their film study. It's not me like, hey, this is my guy from so-and-so. This guy is entrenched in said fighter's camp. Here's a voicemail he sent me regarding his perspective on the fight. That's not me saying, hey, listen to my guy's info and put your money on what he's saying. That's me sharing information. So remember, guys, I'm a teacher and a coach first. So when I do that, it's more like I'm being a conduit of information. If you guys are all in on this fighter, before you bet all in, listen to this perspective. That's why I do things like that. And Swaggy knows what I'm talking about. I'm catching up to all these to all the comments. Rambler, that Johnson guy has a bad stance. You don't like his stance? I like Tiger's technical stance. What's up? What's up, Victor? What's up, Adu? Josh Brolin. Boxing. Josh Brolin wasn't in the Outsiders. Pull it up. Pull it up. Josh Brolin wasn't in the house. Josh Brolin was in the Goonies. Guess what? If you find the like content, like it. The Karate Kid, Ralph Macchio. Oh, yeah. Ah! God, I knew Daniel Vega. Danielson. I knew the chat. How do I miss Ralph Macchio? Ralph Macchio was in the Outsiders. Damn. I always remember Pony Boy, Soda Pop, Pony, 2-Bit. Emilio Estevez's character was named 2-Bit. Damn. Yeah, good call. It was Macchio. Boxing Booth, good. Appreciate you, man. Boxing Booth, we saw you come and join the Discord a few weeks back. We appreciate your support. We appreciate your insights, positivity. Keeps it. Look, guys, when I say the word positivity, I don't mean you guys agreeing with me on all things. That's not what I mean. Positivity means an adult, back and forth, open discourse about boxing or whatever sport we're talking. Pretty much boxing. It doesn't have to be agreed upon. So me saying somebody is a positive attribute to the team doesn't mean that I mean that they're agreeing with me. Believe it or not, it's the best part of how we could really get to the bottom line of where we're going to put our money on specific fights is through disagreement. DJ Green, once I finish everything on tape, I'll be sure Wednesday or Thursday. Yeah, I have one fight that I'm really sure on, and we'll get to that. It's Australia. So we're about 10 minutes in. The chat's slowly heating up. Guys, whenever you tap in, like this video, subscribe, comment. Let me know if you have any questions on any fights. Level 1 membership. The level 1 membership, Gasville, gets you in the door. Gasville, it's right. It's pinned in the comment. So Gasville, go to the chat. The one that's pinned, you join on YouTube. It's a couple bucks a month. And then once you join on YouTube, you get the Discord link. And then once you get the Discord link, you pop in that join. You'll be like, damn. Because it's boxing, MMA. Dude, the boys in the Discord have me on a heater with the NFL. I've barely ever bet NFL, but if I do, it's props. So Monday, Tuesday, I gave you guys 2 parlays in a row. I gave you guys an NBA prop live. I think it was live yesterday. Anyway, when you get into the Discord, you'll see what I'm talking about. King Ty, Amari Jones, Josh Edwards, Eric. Yeah, King Ty. Agree. And the odds are pretty insane there. We're gonna get to the odds in a second. We're gonna start with Australia. These guys are, I think Eric should be if we had to go step up, step up, step up. Josh is still young. He just turned pro this year. This would be, I think, his fifth fight in a calendar year. He turned pro last August, I'm pretty sure. And then we got to see him. We're literally watching the just the evolution of Edwards. I think it's time for Eric Priest, if you ask me, to start. I want to see him in a 50-50 fight. And Amari Jones, same. So we'll see. Those are locks, yeah. Victor Vallejo. Muchachos, ¿cómo estás, mijo? I had a week myself. Yeah, NFL. We did good, Gas. We did good. Hello, Father. We are your sons. We welcome you to our space. Treat it with kindness and compassion. All right, guys, here we go. So this was the first fight, and I'll post this real quick. Solomon versus Parr. Boom. Okay, Solomon versus Parr. This fight goes down my Friday in Australia. It's on that Sam LaBruglia card, SLB Promotions, and this isn't the main event. You guys, if you guys have DAZN, this is going to be one of the rare instances where we're going to be able to, at least us Aussies here, watch DAZN, Australian boxing being featured on DAZN, because we've been kind of handcuffed for ever since, and the Aussies know what I'm talking about. I think Adu might be Aussie, or the Kiwis as well, is what's happened here. And this is ever since Tim Tszyu turned pro in, I think, 2016. I think it's been 2016 now. I mean, I had Costa Tszyu. I had his father on my show right when Tim turned pro. It was either 2016 or 2017. And ever since then, the streaming rights, the pay-per-views, all the boxing has been kind of in a stranglehold with No Limit Promotions, the Rose Brothers. And I'm not here to bash the Rose Brothers, but because of that, they have put over the last decade domestic level fights behind a paywall. I'm talking like $70.99 paywall, $69.99 paywall to watch freaking Nikita Tszyu versus Kane Mudenzer, stuff like that. Cohen Mudenzer. I apologize if I pronounce his name wrong. But it's not like, people be like, oh, DAZN's not free, but DAZN is like a streaming service. I think we pay what, $8.99 a month? So this fight with Sam LaBruglia Promotions, the reason why this one is exciting is because when is the last time we looked at an Aussie card and it wasn't 15-1 odds all the fights? Think about that last card with Nikita Tszyu and Michael Zarafa. I was at that fight. That matchmaking was horrific. The guy who fought Michael shouldn't even have been in the ring. The guy who fought Nikita shouldn't even have been in the ring. This card in Melbourne, it's not that. This card, depending on where you go with your picks, there's a lot of money on the table here. You don't have to get too fancy. You don't have to get too sexy with your method of victories. Look at these odds. This is why when I shout out Sam LaBruglia, I don't know who he is. I shouted him out on my breakdown of May versus Jazzy, and people were like, who's that? I never heard. I was like, I don't know who it is, man. He's been in the game. I don't know him personally. I know the name. I know the promotional company. Shout out to actually getting on DAZN as well, to where we could watch it down here. The Americans could watch it, and some good Aussie fighters could get featured. Munir Fati is a good, the guy, Munir Fati, I've watched him fight a few different times. He could scrap, man. So my point is, Adu asked me about Stephanie Cutting and Mariah Turner. I'm probably not going to take action on that fight. If you want me to give you my prediction, I will. Just because I tell you who's going to win doesn't mean I'm going to bet on it. I'm taking Jazzy Parr here. And if you want to see my full breakdown and prediction, it's on my channel. Right now, it's Wednesday morning. We're not getting any options, method of victory options to go, decision or stoppage. May Solomon has won her last 3 by stoppage. Jazzy Parr has won her last 2 by stoppage. This is both the Jazzy's 22, May's 27. May had a decent amateur career. Jasmine Parr is the daughter of John Wayne Parr, legendary Muay Thai fighter, and her mother, Angela. Angela was a pro fighter as well. Angie Rivera is a California girl. She was a pro fighter. She meets one of the greatest, basically kickboxer Muay Thai fighters of his generation, and they have a kid. They have multiple kids. Jazzy is their daughter. Jazzy grew up fighting combat sports. You can find footage of Jazzy when she's 5 years old in a gi, doing jiu-jitsu, doing Muay Thai, doing her crew, her the Muay Thai pre-fight dance. She was a Muay Thai fighter beforehand. And so she turned pro a few years back. KDR is in the studio. I'm gonna bring KDR. You ready to come on? I'm gonna bring KDR on the live stream. This will be KDR's first time popping on the live. I'm gonna bring him on. He's a JSB insider. We're gonna let him speak his mind, and I will come back to May Solomon versus Jazzy. Add to stage. Here we go. What's
Yo,
up? What's up, KDR? Now this is an opportunity. The boys are putting a face and a voice to a name now. So what's up?
what's up, bro? Been following you for a minute.
Yeah, dude. Thank you for the support, and I'm glad that you finally popped on. I'm gonna tag your name. So what do you want to talk about here?
Nah, I just came to see what you got cooking up. Listen,
Okay, cool.
I've been
All right, give
watching
me
your
one.
YouTube channel. You keep
Yep.
it very professional. So,
Thank you, brother. What do you got action this week?
as far as
Any of
nah,
the fights?
the fights, nah, I'm locking in the UFC you just dropped.
All right,
But
I just put my 3 leg up in the Discord. So before I say who I like on the UFC, I want to hear who you like.
oh, I haven't done any research on those lines yet.
Okay, is there any these and this is for the MMA heads out there. Um, these fight nights, KDR, are the ones that I think is for me personally easier to make money on because they're like the main events, those pay-per-view cards. There's a lot of like parity, a lot of guys fighting for either contender. But these fight nights are like dudes on a two fight losing streak versus a guy who might be a prospect, and you see a lot of these odds that like for instance, Ricky Simone's fighting this weekend. I think people are sleeping on Ricky Simone. That's my guy. I remember when he broke in beating Henan Barral. Barral was like, there was a time when nobody wanted to fight Henan Barral, and I've been following Ricky's whole entire career. Good grappler, good wrestler. The odds are good on that fight. I'll pull it up. Did you see? Let me. So I put it in the Discord. I could pull it up real quick. Yeah, you know who else is fighting? Adrian Yanez. Dude, do you watch it? Do you know who that is?
Uh-uh. Nah, I don't know
Yan-
that one.
okay, Adrian is a fighter out of Texas. When people talk about, hey Johnny, who has the best boxing in UFC?
Okay.
Everyone will always say like Jack Della Maddalena. They'll talk about Topuria, but people sleep on Adrian Yanez.
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay,
he
okay,
trains
okay.
down in South Texas. I'm gonna pull the stats up real quick. But for the if you're thinking about if you're on the fence about who to take, those are my two right now. Simone and Yanez, and I'll pull up the odds real quick for you. Yeah, it's these fight night cards that I really like. Who did you hit? Did you hit anything last week on the UFC?
I think, yeah, I did. I did. Nacimiento. I've been following him. I put him in a
Peep.
slip with some soccer mix and match
Yep.
them with the one you dropped.
Yep. Yeah, people
Oh,
sleep on Nascimento. He's been in the game. I think he broke
yeah.
through in 20. He broke through in 2017, I think, and he just hasn't been that active.
Hmm.
All right, this man, this fight.
I did miss the horse one though. I was looking at it last night. I was trying to find. I was driving. I was driving for a couple hours. I was trying to settle in. Next
Yeah.
thing you know, finished up. I couldn't lock it in. That was a nice one though.
Oh, dude, I don't want people taking I only put that shit up because you know damn well in the Discord, if I don't, and then I put it up, people will be like,
Get
"Why didn't you?
scolded.
Why didn't you share that? But then at the same time, mate, it's like, bro, just because I share it, you don't have to follow it. So there's like this fine line that I've been learning about it. Damn, they just said Yanez Christian
Right on.
Quinones pulled up. God damn, Christian Quinones could scrap too. Quinones, I was really looking forward to that fight. So what? So the opponent pulled out Kiza. Yeah. God damn. See, this
Damn.
sucks. So this is another one. So this is Ricky Simone versus Hani Barcelos. Barcelos, tough Brazilian. You know what? The thing why this matchup excites me is because Ricky Simone. We're going to see if his grappling and his wrestling is going to be able to negate Barcelos's jiu-jitsu. And he's not just a jiu-jitsu guy. He's an aggressive Brazilian who's going to strike. Simone will stand with you as well. He's a tough Hawaiian kid, from the Pacific Northwest, and you. He's been in the UFC a while now. He's had some really good wins too.
Mm.
I'll
Okay.
share,
Okay.
and then yeah. So KDR, we got a couple more people trying to tap in. Do you want to ask anything or give a shout out to anyone while I switch it up?
Nah, I
Because
just like the community, man. We
we got a
just
question for you though.
what's
Do,
up?
could you do you see the screen or do you want me to read it? It says
Yeah, I see.
here's a question from boxing fan for KDR. Did I say KDR? Say soccer. Do, we do have a new soccer channel in there. You know that, right?
Yeah, I've been in there. Hey,
Okay.
the other day, I dropped, because I didn't notice some people have the Hard Rock app. I was assuming that other people did have it, but it just seems like not everybody has it. But the link when you post it, because I do plus 10 leggers, and I've been very consistent at it. So I noticed a pattern, and I'm following my pattern. It's been working for me. So I started wagering up higher, 100, 200, 3, 4, 500 with those legs. And then when I'm dropping the link, there's this guy that he went crazy in the conversation. He was mad because I put the link. So now I know, all right, now I'm gonna drop slip, but I'm not gonna drop it with the link because it's like a spam apparently.
Oh, he was
But he
he
went
was mad.
crazy in there.
He was mad at you.
Yeah, he went crazy. Yeah, yeah,
Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna pull. So this is our Discord. Oh,
yeah.
so KDR. See,
Nah,
I know you from the screen, the photo. That's all right. Cool. Now I can put a face. So why did he get pissed at you? I'm confused.
because I dropped the link. Because all right, so look, check me out. So
Yep.
if you have a 10 leg, some people don't have all the time to search and press it, search and press it 10 times. That takes up a lot of your time. So
Yeah.
you just drop the link and it connects your slip, and you just when you click the link, it auto populates on your app on your end. That's what a lot of apps have that though.
Why was he salty?
Oh, because I don't know. You can read it though.
What
He
weren't you
went.
doing? Weren't you doing it to help?
Yeah, I was doing it to help. Like if you have the app, just click the link and you have my slip ready to
No
go.
shit.
If
Oh,
you
okay.
driving, if you driving, bro, and you don't got the time to put each leg, like for instance, you put a
Uh,
17 money line legger, right?
this is all okay. Go on,
Nobody
go on.
got. Some people don't got all the time in their day to go one on one. Instead, you just click the link and you're good to go, and you just press wager whatever you're gonna wager.
Yeah. No, that's good. So this is all timer. All timer get see all timer goes back and forth. His the battles he picks are pretty like obscure. Like he just picked a battle with you because you're sharing a link to help. And he was going back and forth this morning with somebody about the horse races, and he wrote like an essay. So as you can tell, I was telling one of the moderators, one of my boys here, boxing fan, offline about how I don't run the Discord. It's not a monarchy. Like there were certain people messaging me wanting me to like silence people. I was like, no, it's your Discord. We do this. This is how a community grows. I'm not here to. And I think you handled it pretty well, right? It's all copacetic.
Yeah, I didn't say too much. I didn't want to.
Yeah, you were helping people.
Yeah,
Okay, that's all right. So
it's
so
cool
Kate,
though.
yeah,
It's cool. I don't.
I've seen you in there in the. I'm gonna pop in the soccer and tail one of your picks.
All right.
Let's see,
So that's
Mankey.
what's up.
Okay, here's Mankey. He says he thought KDR was a bot, and then Why would he think bots were in there? He thought KDR was a bot and then insulted everyone who tried. Yeah, I mean his name is Old Timer Mankey, so I guess that's that. But KDR, man, keep up the good work, bro. I appreciate that, dude. You've basically been holding down this soccer Discord. JP, yeah, KDR. All right, cool, man.
That's my bread
And
and butter. I just follow y'all for the boxing and the UFC, and I mix and match. But my bread and butter is the soccer. I'm
all
good
right,
at that.
mate. All right, good. So like now I know who to go to because as you can tell, I'm ahead on all sports. And one of my favorite sporting events of all time, I was living in Long Beach and it was like 2008 and the LA Galaxy were playing I think Michoacan, La Liga from Mexico,
Mm,
and it was at the Home Depot Center in Carson, and right off I think the 710. And mate, and I was coming from like an American football, boxing, baseball background. I had never seen a soccer game live. There were only like 3,000 people there, but it was packed. However much the Home Depot holds, and
word.
it was freaking insane the crowd. And so I never forgot that 2 years ago. I mean, I live in Sydney. There's a team, Tottenham. Tottenham came to Sydney to play Tottenham. They came to play Sydney FC,
Hmm.
and I go to that game. There's like 80,000 people there. Like 90% of the crowd was from Tottenham. And I turn to my buddy who's British. I'm like, What are they all chanting? Like, how do they? And they're like, oh, they're talking shit about their rival team in the Premier League. Their coach got pulled over, got a DUI, so they're all talking shit. I'm like, but
Snap.
it's a game in Australia though. Anyway, I got a lot of time for soccer. You're my guy now. I know who to go to if I got questions. Guys, anybody with the soccer questions, get to the Discord, hit KDR up.
Pleasure speaking to you, bro.
All right, brother.
Yes,
Nice
sir.
meeting you as well. I'll see
Yes,
you.
sir.
All right, boys. So this is the Discord. This is what we do. This is good. This is my favorite thing about what we do here is this community that we're growing. It's good to put a face and a voice on KDR. I've seen him in the Discord since we started it. And I do pop into the soccer one to see what's up, but I told you guys on a live stream earlier this week. When I go to the soccer Discord, when I go to the NHL hockey Discord, when I go to the NBA Discord, it's like a second grader going to get like a pencil sharpener from the fifth grade class. It's like, what is going on in here? But now I know who to talk to. So we're gonna get back to boxing. Um, we're gonna get back to that fight because I want to bring that back up. The odds. And somebody's Christian Leroy Duncan. I agree. Christian Leroy Duncan for the UFC is on my bet list as well. I think somebody in the chat mentioned that. That's a great fight. I love the odds on CLD, and I have action on that. I'm salty. Yanez's fight is off. God damn it! Damn, he's just fun to watch. And I know him a little bit personally. I did my first feature story on Adrian Yanez, maybe 2021, going on 5 years. Something I never talk about. I used to work for this rock and roll record label out of Sydney, Australia. I do a lot of different stuff, guys. And I pitched to the rock and roll label a sport management division of their record company to where we could sponsor UFC fighters and we could get them to wear our clothes and we could get them to walk out to our music. And one of the first fighters we signed was Adrian Yanez. It was like I saw him on the regional scene. I saw him, I think he was on the contender. And then I reached out to him and that's how I kind of became friends with him. But he's a really good dude. I mean, they all put so much into it. It's just bummer, man. He had a whole fight camp and then I got pulled out. That sucks. All right, here we go. Let's get back to boxing. And what I'm going to tell you here is what I tell, this is my whole perspective on the bets is the fact that I'm giving you my perspective. I'm giving you what I see. Nobody's 100% correct. The last thing I ever want to do is have you change your bet because you thought I told you to change it. If you want May, take May. I like May. I know May. She's tough. She's gritty. This one was a tough one for me. I think these odds are off. I think this is a 50-50 fight. I think this fight could go either way. I really do. May's going to be the bigger girl. This fight is at super flyweight, so May's going to be coming down. Jazzy is the younger girl. I referenced before KDR came on, I was talking about Jazzy's Muay Thai background. And the reason why this is relevant is because if you've ever done Muay Thai and if you've boxed, Muay Thai is huge down here in Sydney. So I used to work at a gym where we had a lot of Muay Thai fighters, and they would always ask me to spar because I was one of the I was there weren't a lot of boxers. They call it in Sydney Western boxing, and so I would spar them, and they always wanted to spar me Western boxing rules because I'm not kicking their elbow in. If we're gonna spar, it's gonna be Western boxing rules. So over like 5 years, I'd sparred probably 30 to 40 Muay Thai guys, and the one thing that I learned is that their hands are different, their guard is different. They give you both shoulders. They're easy to get hit. They don't have head movement, but the biggest thing is they don't punch hard. And the reason why is, and I'm not saying they can't punch hard, but the reason why is in Muay Thai you have to be light on that front foot because you have to check kicks, and you on your right hip too. You have to check kicks, you have to check elbows. So it's not like boxing when we're in the pocket, digging down, sitting on hooks. A boxer is known to, in terms of hands, to hit the hardest because we don't have. Think about MMA fighters. They got to worry about double legs. They got to worry about getting taken down. They got to worry about getting kicked in the head. Same thing with Muay Thai fighters. They don't have to worry about the takedown, but they do have to worry about sweeps, elbows, kicks, checks, all that good shit. Boxing, we don't. So every time I'd spar these Muay Thai guys, I was like, damn, these dudes don't hit hard at all, which is fine. Um, Jazzy is learning how to punch hard. You know what I'm saying? So I give the power advantage to May. She's the bigger girl. She's a little bit older. There is a thing in sports, grown man strength. May has that grown woman strength, right? At 27, she's sitting on her punches. She could crack. There's just a difference in skill in terms of technique, punch placement, accuracy. Jazzy has really good timing. So I like par on the money line here. That is where my money's going. But I don't. If you're a May Solomon fan, take this fight right now because I think the closer we get, you know what? If you're a May Solomon fan, I think you wait. I think more money will come in on Jazz. The more I think about it. We'll see. We'll see if I expect this line to swing. It didn't swing from yesterday. I expect to wake up to see it a little bit wider. Personally, I think it should be 50-50 in terms of what they've done in their career. Jazzy has one loss. Go watch the Shannon O'Connell fight. The scorecards in the Shannon O'Connell fight were atrocious. Shannon O'Connell has a win over Shanika Johnson, and I'm pretty isn't Shanika's undisputed right now. So I thought Jasmine beat Shannon O'Connell. I'd have to rewatch it. Yeah, it's her daughter. John Wayne is Jazzy's father. I agree. I agree. So the A side is generally May's going to be the A side here, and I'm only going off of how the promoter sets their fights up in BoxRec. So if you go to BoxRec real quick, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, this is how it used to be. So when you go to BoxRec, May's a dog too, by the way. She could fight. She's born in Egypt. She's an Egyptian who's Aussie. Lives in the gym, always in shape, strong as hell, devoted to the game. There's a lot to like about May Solomon. So you go to BoxRec, go to event, and the A side is on BoxRec on the left. And I was told that this is administered by the promoter. Sam Labruna, SLB Fight Night, matchmaker Brennan Book, Sam Labruna. This is going down in Melbourne, Australia, Friday night. Stephanie Cutting, A side. Fatty's A side. Solomon, Bala, Connor Hall, Jonte Matejas. So the main event is actually Bala versus Yorbov. So the two fights I'm going heavy on, the two fights I'm taking, I've seen Yorbev fight live multiple times. I've seen but Jazzy pretty much fight her whole pro career. She's only had a hand. This guy right here is a goddamn dog, Munir. So these might be, unless I get greedy. I'll probably get greedy. Who am I bullshitting? I'm probably gonna get greedy out here. But right now, I've the plan is just to take Jazz and Munir and load up on Jazz and Munir on the money line, and then traditionally in my style of betting, carry that over into the weekend. But we'll see. Yeah, there's a lot to like about Jazzy, man. When you want, you don't see a lot of young 22-year-old girls she's technical, dude. Like you could tell, she comes from, dude. She was. If you were gonna create a girl in a lab to be a fighter, you would take Angie Rivera, you take John Wayne Parr. It doesn't get much better than that. You know what I mean? Because you get the Mexican genes, you get the Mexican genes from North America, you get the Australian and the DNA that he has, John Wayne Parr, savage, and you create a kid and you get Jazzy Parr. Like, dude, you could see it in the fight style. If you don't know who John Wayne Parr is, man, you guys are slipping. Yeah, Jazzy called out Glenn. I mean, I would have as well, man. So Glenn is the OG. Glenn's a friend of mine. I've known Glenn for years. Glenn Jennings is the OG manager of Costa Zoo. Glenn managed Costa, and so now Glenn also he manages a lot of the fighters out in Newcastle, Amber Amelia, the Bull. He's still man. I'm pretty sure he still manages Nikita, but we know that Tim totally cut. Tim changed camps. Nice mate out here. Thinking Bala, Melbourne born, and Fadi get it done. I think Fadi gets it done. My issue with Bala is age. We'll bring it up. I'll show you. I was taping Bala, and there is a significant age difference in Vorbev and Bala. And as of late, Vorbev has been in there with sort of the better comp. Yeah, so Camille is 36 now. 16 and 2, 9 knockouts. This is the main event. Camille Bala is fighting Yorbev in the main event Friday night. We last saw him. He fought Jin Sasaki and got stopped. Did he get stopped here? I didn't see this fight. Did anybody watch Bala versus Jin Sasaki? Yeah. It was close until it wasn't. It was real close until it wasn't. I got to watch the fight. 57, 56, 58, 55, 58, 55. One of the judges had it close until it wasn't. And that's Sasaki's style. It should be a firefight. And here we go. Forbeb. I remember watching this kid train 5, 6 years ago. He was at Bondi Boxing Club with Tony Del Vecchio. That's back when I was, doing management work with some of his fighters there. He's been in some featured fights. We've seen Vorbev fight Matteo Tapia. That was the big domestic step up for him. And the Wade Ryan loss kind of makes you scratch your head. But to be fair, Wade Ryan was a guy. He's a Queenslander. He kind of had like a late Renaissance push in his career. I'm pretty sure Ryan was the underdog here, and people were kind of like scratching their head. Wade Ryan that night fought his ass off too, and he kind of had one of those moments that sometimes gatekeepers have. Think about Vaughn Alexander. Vaughn Alexander is a guy, if you guys are boxing heads, you'll know that name. He's one of these guys with a record with like 18, like maybe 25 wins, 18 losses, but every now and then he'll beat a guy. You'll be like, holy shit. We have a kid from, Darnell Boone is another one. Darnell Boone from Youngstown, Ohio, shout out. Boone's a guy that, record looks crazy, and you'd be like, this, gatekeeper sort of guy. But every now and then they'll have a performance where you'll just be like, holy shit. Wade Ryan, had that performance against um, Vorbev, but I might not play this fight. Munir Fadi. Let me pull Munir up for you guys. This kid has some energy about him. I watched him fight. He was on the undercard of Sam Goodman and Caesar Vaca. And guys, the crowd was freaking insane. I actually did a short I was in like the third row. And I was like, damn, dude, I haven't seen a kid on an undercard in a while with a fit. He had like a traveling cheering section. Yeah, he stopped Wade Ryan. He has one lost to Pavlides. So interesting. So he stops Wade Ryan. Wade Ryan beat the dude who's in the main event. So this is an opportunity for Munir Fatih. This is his chance, because there's a guy that is fighting in the main event in Vorbev who has a loss against the guy Munir just knocked out. So that's why I like this matchmaking. That's why I like this card. That's why I like the odds. And I assume these odds are probably going to be crashing. Let's see Andrew Hunt real quick. Let me talk to you boys. Where are you boys at? John Wayne up par. He got stopped coming up from 47. I did 7 round TKO. Bala was landing more volume. Bala was hitting Sasaki. Okay, so the boys watched it. So Mankey was answering my question. Did anybody watch Sasaki versus Bala? Mankey watched it. He said Bala was hitting Sasaki and taking rounds, but Sasaki was hurting Bala. Was it 6th round or 7th round? Rudy, 7th round. Vorbev loves the draw. Ooh, shit. Devin Alexander, brother Darnell Boone, who knocked out War before Kovalev. Yeah. Yeah, Fresh BX. You see my kind of point with that then. There's just these guys and and it's a level of our sport that you gotta love. Boxing isn't just about undefeated world champions. There's some gatekeepers. I think gatekeeper is a term that people think is a negative, but there's some boys out there, man, that they might have 15 losses, but nobody wants to fight them. I mean, Sergey Derevyanchenko only has 6 losses. Nobody want, dude. Ser- I love. I think Sarah. If I'm thinking about who would I want to come with me in a street fight, I'm taking Derevyanchenko, dude. That dude could crack, and you got to hit him with a fire extinguisher. You got to hit Derevyanchenko with a baseball bat to stop that guy. But yeah, boxing needs guys like Darnell Boone, needs guys like Derevyanchenko. Let me check out. We got to do our due diligence. So we talked about Munir Fadi. I want to talk about Andrew Hunt. We just can't give one side of the story. Let's check out Andrew Hunt. Undefeated kid, 10-0. Tasman fight, 28 years old. This is going to be a goddamn firefight. I've seen him box before. This is who he is. Because on paper, you read Andrew Hunt, and I watch a lot of rugby, which I never talk about. So I'm a West Tiger fan, NRL. If you Aussies are on, you'll know what I'm talking about. So I cheer for the West Tigers only because I live near the Light Guard Oval. The Light Guard Oval is this OG, basically a grass hill to watch professional rugby league. And there's a guy who plays in rugby league. He plays for Brisbane named Ben Hunt. So when I saw the name Andrew Hunt, I'm thinking I'm going to click on Ben Hunt. And then you click on Andrew and you're like, oh, yeah, this is the boxer. I think this is a step up, man. Munir, this is a step up. He's aggressive though. Andrew Hunt's this is gonna be a goddamn firefight. Wait for props to drop. This is gonna be a firefight. This is a fun ass fight, man. Woo! I like this card. This card has some bangers on it. Kane, My boy, my young buck. Guys, Kane is in the house. Aren't one of your amateur fights, playa? Kane's an amateur boxer on his way to represent Australia, right? Let's go, Kane. You got to keep us updated. You got to fight soon, right? It's my young buck right here. Cambosis may not be a gatekeeper, but he's in the same mold as a guy that doesn't protect his record. I like George, mate. I like George. And George got chat. You know, I mean, not a lot of Aussie fighters, got good mic. George got Mike. That's what we used to say growing up. Dude got Mike. Like I wish Jai Apataya had Mike. Jai needs to. The one thing holding Jai back isn't his skills or what he possesses in the ring. We need to get some marketing coaches. Teaching these young fellas some marketing and how to kind of. I know it's not. Unfortunately, it is part of the game now. But you could still do it. Like Jerron Ennis's mic is awful. That's not. It's not like Jerron has good mic. That dude is, you know, no shade. His fight style speaks for itself. But he's kind of like a doorknob in there on the mic as well. That's what my old coach used to say. You can't just be good, Johnny. You can't be. You gotta be good, and you can't be a doorknob. Hunt can fight, moves well. Saul Rushton is dude. Kieran Rushton's a dog too. Oh no, my bad. I always get mixed up with his last name. Rushton's the head coach up in Queensland, right? With his daughter who fights. I was thinking of the kid from out west with the big ass shoulders, Kieran Rustin. Two different people. Jai don't talk. He got that crazy eye. Man, Jai's an animal. Jai's primal. Jai's a dude that if we had a time machine, you go back 1,000 years to see where his lineage is, and you would see like 100 Jai Apatayas. That dude, he comes from a different. He's cut from a different cloth. No, how many people are putting their hand? I'll fight Jai. Shit, I think Jai should go up to heavyweight and see what time it really is. Jai needs to take that ass up to heavyweight and see what's up. Brandon Derevyanchenko fights. Dude, Jared, could you, dude, Derevyanchenko. There was this. We had these high school fights growing up. They were like sanctioned by a group of friends, and like this is before social media. We weren't recording them. We would do them in my buddy Brian Miller's basement, and we would just scrap each other, and we would clear the whole basement out, and full go. We'd wear the gloves, full go. It was like kind of like we didn't know what we were doing at the time, but what we were doing was like this is how we would. These were like my best friends, my brothers, dude. To this day, we were creating our pecking order, our hierarchy within the friend group because I grew up with cats like we would roast each other. Like we all played sports and we had to get good grades. So my type of friends, and we would fight. So my type of friends were like, if you got a C in school and we found out you got a C, you were getting clowned. We were roasting you. And if during our basketball game, if you had a shitty game, you were getting roasted. Whatever area or flaw you had in your game, we would roast you. And these were like my brothers. Eddie, shout out to Eddie, shout out to Dre, shout out to Banks, shout out to Bob, shout out to Rashad. But we'd have these fights down in Brian Miller's basement. And one of my buddies, Jeremy, he would never get the best of me, but like we didn't have weight classes, and I was like 15, and as a 15-year-old, I'm like 5'3", 110 pounds. As a 15-year-old, I didn't grow until I was a senior. And Jeremy was like 6'2", 205, and every time I'd fight him, it would be like I'd fucking hate it. I'm like, God damn it! He wouldn't beat me up, but I knew I'd have to take some shots. And I was a tiny dude, and I'd be going home to my house with headaches. I'm like, fuck, I don't want to fucking fight Jeremy, this dude. And you can't tell. I would never tell him that. I'd be talking shit the whole time, working his fucking body. But Derevyanchenko has to be. Could you imagine fight camp in Derevyanchenko? You're just like, it'd be miserable to fight Camp Derevyanchenko. Munir is paying 161 for the knockout. See, for me right now, what's this fight to not go the distance paying? Jai's a killer. He gotta talk shit. He not got shit. Muscle Brown the house. Muscles. Muscle, aka PJ, aka boys. Do you remember like 3 months ago on the chat? I had to. Was it N? No, I think N is in our Discord. Who is the dude on our chat that went by one letter and he was the most controversial cat and he kind of just disappeared? Muscle Brown is either that dude or this is PJ. All the homie. Bro, and I guarantee now, I know Breaking Bad's, you're younger. I guarantee if the homies are like the sector of unks like me, I'm 43. Uh, I guarantee the dudes who had backyard fight clubs are still friends with them cats. It was how we were able. We didn't know we were doing it at the time, but I guess sociologically, what that does is it creates a pecking order within the group. You know what I mean? Because there were times like, the fights are happening. We're playing ball. We're playing football. I was our quarterback. My boy Banks was a receiver. Eddie played linebacker. So like, and I was the only one who played baseball though. All my boys I hooped with and played football with, they didn't play baseball. So they would just come to my baseball games. And that was actually my best sport. It wasn't my favorite sport, but on paper, that was the one that I was the best at. And I played after high school. But the fights were sort of like allowed you to talk shit more when we would clown each other. And when you're 16, 17 and you got girls around you and you're like after a football game, we would hang out at this Denny's parking lot in Liberty, Ohio, so like a little suburb of Youngstown, Ohio. There was this Denny's on Belmont Avenue, super hood, man. And we would hang out after the games. Other girls from other high schools would come. We would just kick it. The whole parking lot would be filled. And you start roasting there. You start clowning each other because of those fights. If you're getting clowned a little bit too hard by a dude that you know you pieced up, you then would go. Let's say my boy Rashad would be going in on me for like how I played, or like maybe like he's clowning me for my shoes. And there's girls around. I'll then go, all right, Rashad, I know you ain't talking, and then that one statement means so much because he then knows if he goes even harder, I'm gonna call him out and be like, yeah, but you can't beat me. And then that is you take it right to the edge. You because you beat me though. Say one more word. Watch. Say it, and then you're right there. And then you have to put your boy in a position to either get punked. We used to call it getting hoe checked. But don't get hoe checked. So getting hoed is when you take him straight to the edge. You force him to make a decision, and if he makes the other decision, you just got punked in front of everybody without me doing anything. But yeah, that's just how we rolled. That's how we grew up. Henry Williams, Youngstown State almost pulled the upset in Pitt hoops last night. Shout out to the Penguins. I didn't see that. I went to both schools, which is crazy. I didn't even know they played. One semester at YSU and then 2 years at Pitt before I transferred out to Cali, Cal State Fullerton. No props, not to get the distance. Kira is a Kiwi. Kira is one of my favorite fighters to watch. I love watching Kira Rustin. All of our New Zealand fighters got to get to Australia to try to crack the pro scene, or you just got the local kickboxer who's foreign. Man, I love Aussie culture. I love Kiwi culture. If you guys ever could get to New Zealand, boy, for a kid like me from Youngstown, Ohio, when I first went to New Zealand, I was and like I've never seen Lord of the Rings or whatever movies were filmed there. So it's not like that. I just went there because I live in Sydney. I was like, I want to go to see what New Zealand. I'm like, God damn, this is like. I was like, this looks like Jurassic Park. I'm dead serious. I was like, I went to Auckland, and then I spent a little bit of time in Christchurch. I was like, where are the brontosauruses at? Like I was waiting to see like a brontosaurus. New Zealand's and then you find out that all these cats just scrap all the time. There's a reason why City Kickboxing produce, dude. People, City Kickboxing, the whole like the gene pool they have to choose from is like a fraction of fight gyms like American Top Team in South Florida or fucking going to like Albuquerque, gyms in Colorado. You're in New Zealand with like 28 cats to choose from, and you just happen to have world champion, top 15 guy, future contender. Like it's insane. Nobody talks about that. They need to do a whole movie on just that. Nah, no, I don't have any little league tape. We didn't record shit. Kelly might. Pavlik. I'll hit Pavlik up. I know Pavlik's dad. So Kelly's dad, Mike, was coached the teams with my dad. My pops passed away when I was 24, 25. I think Mike. Hopefully Mike's still alive. I don't know, man. We're getting old. This would have been 1994. We were 12. You know what I mean? So I don't got any. I never had a tape, but we were poor. My parents didn't have no video camera in 1994. Hangman's 1 minute scraps needs some. Dude, Hangman's a goddamn savage. I got an email. I got an email from Dan from 2016 for my first podcast. I was talking to Dan Hangman in 2016 for my first podcast, The Vision Board Podcast, hosted by Johnny Stofko and Tristan Cannell. Josh Kelly or Bachram when that fight happens. Mate, I love this fight. I've been talking a lot of shit about Bachram. I don't know how much of that is my loyalty for Josh. I know Josh. I've been a fan of Josh. Like, for how he fights, how he fought in the amateurs, how much character he has, his style, reflex fighter, all that shit. I'm here for it. Watch the Troy Williams fight, man. He was styling on Troy. Troy Williams, he was styling on Troy. Troy was talking so much shit before that fight, and Josh was crip walking on him. But I think Josh learned a lot from Ray Robinson, man. People don't give Ray Robinson his flowers. Ray Robinson was a tough Philly guy. And the one fight Josh had in America, he fought Ray Robinson to a draw. And I'll pull up Ray real quick. And then he got stopped against um Ava Nishan. And people sleep on Ava. Ava's a goddamn dog too, mate. But since the draw against Ray and the loss against Ava, and Josh was up. But he just he was learning how to use that style on the pro level. And so he's made a lot of adjustments with his energy output. And he hasn't fought the best competition. We know about the promotional issues. His last fight, Flavio Bea, an undefeated guy, knocked him out in the first round. We hit the plus 194 on that stoppage. We got money. We got paid. I'm not sold on Murtazaylov, though. Let me pull up Ray Robinson real quick. Yeah, watch Murtazaylov's last three fights. Everyone's gonna always talk about the Zoo fight. Yeah, y'all people. It's weird how we move goalposts. People sleep on. Dude, Ray Robinson is was a really good fighter, man. And when most people, I remember when this fight took place. I think it happened at the Garden. There were people shocked that Josh was the favorite on the money line. People were like, "What are they talking about?" Ray Robinson, legit. He got stopped against Ugas, beats Breedis Prescott. Ray was right there in his prime. I'm just letting you guys know. Stopped against Ugas. He has a draw against Mean Machine, the draw against Kelly, and then I'm pretty sure he hasn't fought. He's a little old now. I think Ray's what, 37? How old's Ray? 39. Yeah, so he's pretty much he's had a career. But it wasn't drawing with Ray Robinson was not the end of the world. So I'm uploading after this live stream. I'm uploading Nick Flaz versus Tiger right now. So the next two uploads, I'm gonna give guys. I love the game, by the way. I love this shit. I just gotta let you know. I don't know if you guys knew. Uh, I fucking love boxing. I love talking about it. I love that we're building a community. I love that, and I'm very grateful that I got 37 people on this live stream. You have no idea. I remember doing lives 6 years ago with two people on it, and on I think Facebook. I love boxing. I love doing breakdowns. I love fights. I was in this chat yesterday on our Discord with Swaggy, and Swaggy and I were going back and forth. And I had the races yesterday. We went to the Melbourne Cup, the biggest horse race. I won. I picked the horse, and they gave me best dressed. But I'm only referencing that because I got home and I saw that Swaggy was on, and I was getting ready to go to bed, and Swaggy and I were having this back and forth about Tiger and Flaz and Virgil and Lubin, and before I went to bed, I just said, "Damn, I love boxing," and that's to my point. I fucking love this shit, man. And if I ever stop loving it, you guys will know. You'll be able to tell, and then somebody ask me why, right? So I'm uploading Tiger versus Flaz right now. Then I'm uploading Virgil versus Lubin. We got a lot to talk about. Uh, I want to try to get to a mood here, and Fatih versus Andrew Hunt. I want to just because I want to give Aussies. So I do Hunt and Fatih now because we got time. I'll make that decision. I've already taped Lubin and Virgil. I've already edited it. I just got to do a little bit of last second uploads. Same thing with Tiger and Flaz. We got a lot to talk about, guys. I'm going live again today. So I'm going live again today in about it's 7:30. I'll be live in about 5.5 hours. In between now and my next live, you guys are gonna get Flaz and Tigers. So I'm sure there's gonna be a big division because when you guys hear my breakdown, I know you guys will be coming for me. But let's go. I appreciate you guys. However you can support me, I say thank you. Like this, subscribe, come to the Discord, click the link that's pinned. It's a couple bucks a month. Mankey Crazy, Catterall, or Esumon. That's coming, big dog. I'll get to that fight too. See you guys in the next one.